Welcome everyone to Digital Racing Championship powered by Milestone. It's season 8. We're now on round 3. We'll be driving around Portimao, which funnily enough isn't actually on the real F1 calendar anymore. But unfortunately, Def has also decided to abandon us this weekend. So I am joined by Wilton. Wilton, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Prodigal Son returns from last season's Qatar commentary, and I thought I'd give it another go.
Yep, that sounds brilliant. I mean, I kind of just asked it last night and was like, "Hey, anyone want to jump in?" Because I completely forgot that Def was unavailable. So so yeah, we're here at Portimao. We're starting a bit well, on time actually. I was just a bit late to
You're
start the
a
stream.
bit early. You were on time for once.
We're usually late, so you know it's I should probably actually turn you up on the stream now that I think about it. Anyway, we have I believe just a short qualifier session here. It'll be 18 minutes long, 16 drivers. Any predictions for qualifying, Wilson? I don't know how much you've been following Tier 1 this season.
A little bit. I am taking a break from racing for this season, so I'm not too well versed. We think we got someone going out the Ferrari. Don't know which one's going out, but I mean we've got some fast drivers here. Edgin, Mizzy, Raid at this track I think's quite well. And of course MKL and Igor. Matthias, I can't remember. No, we didn't do this track last year, so I don't know how his pace is, but we've definitely got some good pace on the field, and I can see there being a front pack fight, maybe like 4 or 5 cars, and then the rest. There's going to be a lot of points up for grabs, that's for sure.
Oh, absolutely. It wouldn't be DRC without a little bit of chaos and some unusual points finishers. I have no game audio,
Oh,
which there we go. EA Games, everyone. Am I right?
breaking everything.
Anyway, so it looks like Pavelson was the first to exit the pit lane in that Ferrari with the number 5 on the car. Got a caution or a yellow flag already. I don't know why I said caution. I've turned into like IndyCar or NASCAR or something there.
Yeah, I
It's,
think AIM lost it on his outlap.
that is rather unfortunate. I don't
He's
recommend.
still
Actually, it looks
no
like
damage.
it looks like we do have an AlphaTauri out front. Going to start the lap first. That'd be YZ Sam. Just going through sector 3 now, warming up those tyres just as much as you possibly can, and just enough to get some heat into those soft tyres that he's got on his car. And we'll then see the lap start now as he goes full throttle. DRS opens a bit later down the straight you do on most tracks. In fact, I think I'll just do a full lap walkthrough as I'm already on a roll.
Max giving way to him, turn 1.
Yeah, turn 1, yeah, there's Mercedes. Be very careful on the pit exit. You don't want to get in the way and block a car. We know the EA game really likes to give 5-place grid penalties for that. So turn 1, turn 3, and also turn 2, turn 3 went very smoothly. Be very careful up turn 4. It's a purple sector 1, but of course the first one to actually set a lap. That really tight, slow hairpin of turn 5. You're going to go through there very carefully, and that curb on the outside I know could take you out if you accelerate too quickly off it. You then got this really weird section which I've never liked on this circuit. And you go up, you can really lose the car on the exit. But it looks like Sam has managed to do that absolutely perfectly. Go through the corner there, high speed, then you come into another braking zone, careful on the inside curve. I've noticed there's a lot of elevation change here at Portimao. It's definitely something you've got to contend with. Careful going into those downhill corners, and brake a bit later going into the uphill corners as your car just travelling takes away a bit of the speed. But through the final sector and the final corner now, completely flat out. Be careful not to clip the inside curb too much and lose the front end. And then you go onto that straight and wait for that DRS activation line to come across. And then you cross the line. It's a 1:16.4. Pretty respectable lap, I must say.
It's definitely not a bad lap. We have Pavelson as well coming through. I saw him flash purple sector 1 as well. I'm not sure if that's relation to himself or because a lap hadn't been finished yet. So he's come around the final corner now. We'll see how much ERS he has to burn going up to the hill. Doesn't look too bad. It's a second off. Oh no, sorry, 6/10 off.
It is. It
Oh,
looks
Duck
like.
was on lap.
I think we're going to have to wait for this first set of runs to go through to determine what our cut-off pace is going to be. But I'm looking at it now. We've got Raid at 172. Of course, Raid's been a pretty decent driver so far this season, and last season as well was doing very well. So I was expecting maybe a bit more pace, a bit more competitive from Raid. But of course, it's only the first run. Could just be getting used to the circuit because we don't run this often. So you know, we will definitely have to see how things go. Whenever Edgin decides to come out, I think that's going to be very interesting to watch. So we see Aku also exit the pit lane. Scrub appears to be out there on a hot lap, currently at 46 seconds. Coming up to the sector 3 line very quickly, going through that really big downhill. That's a 54.2, not purple, but it does appear to be a good sector time. Coming through the third sector now, which feels like you go really slowly, but with such wide and long corners, you can definitely push the car through much faster than a lot of the other sectors. Goes through the final corner now. So 163 from Mizzy. Of course, Mizzy's been very fast as well. Well, Scrub's going to cross the line. That's going to be a 124. I wonder where that mistake was made.
Yeah, no, he must have lost it somewhere. Both Mercedes going out together. Mizzy, I think, definitely putting down the marker. So obviously, we're looking at low 16s, maybe mid 16s will be the cutoff. So the rest of the field, I don't know if obviously Ray made a mistake, maybe AIM lost it, Scrub's losing it. You can easily lose the rear end around this track, and like you said, we don't come here too often. A lot of the drivers are probably going to be tweaking their setups, trying to find where they can gain the time, how the car is behaving, and just try and make sure they can maximize the grip as they go around.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see Igor here on a hot lap. I believe the only driver on track to be on a hot lap.
Scrub's going again.
Scrub is going again. Maybe they fueled up for 2 laps because see both Mercedes going around again. So we'll see if they manage to improve on this. But of course, Mizzy did set the fastest lap before, so I wonder if they're doing some slipstream stuff over at Mercedes.
It must have been either that or Scrub was he probably bailed out of his lap halfway through. He's 2 seconds up already, so I think what would that put him at 18? He might come in. He might only come. He might box.
He might box, but he might also set this lap. He will have time to go for another set of runs. And it's probably best to get that banker lap in. It looks like he's not pitting, and it is going straight for the line. And that's the line for Scrub. That is a 1:18.1. Of course, Igor just before that set a 1:18.2. So I look at the times. They're very spread out compared to what we've seen so far this season.
I remember last season we saw a lot of times literally in tenths, hundredths of each other. Sometimes even people just matching the times down to the thousandths. And I guess that's what happens when you come to a track that you haven't been to for so long. You know, everyone's done Portugal in their career modes. Everyone's done, offline, some casual races. But you actually are trying to get the maximum out of the track. That's when all the mistakes come out. That's when people are unsure how to actually get the pace.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we're going to see Lacton here. Lacton's been extremely fast this season. That's going to be a purple sector too. So we'll see go through the third sector. Let's hope he doesn't lose the back end and can actually convert this lap into something good. It looked smooth through that corner, which I don't know actually the number of because I can't be bothered to count them. But it's going to go...
Sagres or whatever the hell it's called, yeah.
Yeah, they've got some weird names here at Portimao, I must say. You sent me a track map earlier, and I was a bit confused. I was wondering if they were actually real. But that's going to be third place for Lacton, a 1:16.5. A pretty respectable time, definitely up there. But yeah, I think if Lacton's able to set that time, I think our cutoff might actually be that 1:17.1 that Pavlison set. I just don't see many of the drivers being too competitive right now.
Yeah, I think we have a good lap. Yeah, Fudge comes in with 16.8, so Fudge is normally to have quite a good pace, so it will be interesting to see where the cutoff ends up. Yeah, it's got to be a high 16s then, surely. It'll depend. I think we'll need to see AIM have another go. Ray, definitely. Igor especially, I can't see him being this far off for too long.
No, absolutely not. We've got RD Gamer and Edgin both on hot laps now. Both drivers, of course, were very competitive last season. Actually, sorry, Edgin wasn't driving last season. RD Gamer was very competitive last season. Edgin is, of course, a world drivers champion from season 5, if I'm not mistaken. It looks like we have a Ferrari that had a little spin in sector 1. Looks like they've recovered now.
Aston Martin.
But looks like RD Gamer now going through that final sector. I just kind of like the way these cars go around these corners. They just look so solid on the ground, especially at high speed. I guess that's just the ground effect in use. I never noticed those little arrows on the Williams wheel caps either. It's pretty nice.
Oh yeah. If it's a respectable time, we're just ignoring his lap and just appreciating the wheel covers on the Williams. It's like, RD Gamer 16.7, probably going to get a decent spot here, and just no, it's a nice looking Williams.
Yeah, I mean it is. I'd never noticed it before, which is surprising. I usually notice those things, but we've got Edge in here. We'll see what his lap time is able to do. He was almost off track limits through second to last turn, but he's gone through the final turn, kept it well within track limits. That DRS opens wide up as a 117.4. That's only enough for 10th.
That's shocking, actually.
The Aston Martins really appear to be struggling around Portimao this evening, or this afternoon. It's not evening, it's really weird doing this race so early. But of course, we are already doing it this early because the real F1 race is due to start at 6. So let's hope we get this done in time for that.
Yeah, we like to think we're competitive for streaming, but I don't think we can quite match that one. As Calcis comes across the line 4th, 16.5.
Yeah, I mean, that is Calcis. I've definitely seen improvement in just the first couple of races this season. Wasn't quite with the pace at the first race, but the second race we had, absolutely on top of it, and being very competitive. Of course, we've got MKL for 116.4 as well. Those McLarens looking competitive, but I really want to know where the pace is for those Aston Martins, because this is not what I expect from them.
No, we're about to see Raid. He's on his outlap at the moment. Imagine Edgin is boxing, and I think who is that there? Yeah, RD Gamer is he coming in? RD Gamer is getting ready for another lap, I think.
RD Gamer already set a lap on this set of tyres, though. So.
He's got 60% ERS. Probably feels he can go. He is going again.
That's very interesting, actually. We'll see RD Gamer now go again, despite being on technically a used set of tyres. We'll see. We'll see what lap time is able to set. But of course, we do have a lot of other drivers out on track. We have Duck is going pretty slow. I wonder if
Mizzy.
They're not ready. Mizzy, a 1:16.119. That is a purple lap, your fastest lap of the session so far. We're going to see Sam coming across the line after a second tyre warm-up lap, potentially. Is 9 seconds down. We will see what's going on there. Matthijs hasn't set a lap yet.
I was about to say, he's on a lap at the moment. He is going to come to the line, so we are going to see what he has to offer. And it's going to be 6th, 16.588.
Yeah, it's just, again, not a bad time, but Matthijs I'd expect to be up there with Mizzy, with Edgin, but of course Edgin isn't even up there. A lot of these drivers do appear to be struggling with Portimao. Is it because this track isn't driven very often? They're just struggling to find the areas with the most grip?
Yeah, Ray's just had a snap. He's managed to correct the oversteer. So he's coming through now to 14 to Sagres. He's going to be trying to make sure he actually gets further up the grid. I don't think he'll be happy with 11th at all. So 103.14 at the moment. So obviously now he's on the main bit. Get the power down tight to the right as he can. Minimize the distance. 19% ERS. He's got plenty of... He's fine coming up the hill. DRS open. And he's got... Does he improve? He does improve.
168 goes into 10th position. But again, I would expect more from the Aston Martins. I do want to see what Edgin does on his final set of runs. But right now, I'm not seeing too much in those Astons.
I think they're struggling with the rear end. I saw Raid, he caught the rear end, and when you don't come to this track that often, and then you do have to try and put the car through the pace, it's just going to either you can full send it and you're just going to spin out, and it's just going to be one of those things where you need to try and get the setup balance, try and make sure you keep the car as planted as possible. But it's like a roller coaster. It's always high speed. You're always on throttle. You're losing ERS constantly, so you have to make the most of it every single corner you can.
Lacton just set a purple sector 2, so it's coming through the final couple of corners now. Of course, these are very long corners. So when I say final couple of corners, it takes quite a while for them to actually finish the lap. Unlike
15 isn't it? Just one long right-hander.
Yeah, it really is. Crosses the line. That's second place. A 1:16.2. I think he'll be pretty happy with that. We've got 4 minutes 30 left in the session. As we see Aston Martin slowing down. Raid enters the pit lane. We're going to see what Edgin is capable of on his next lap. This is, of course, an out lap. He's going to let that Ferrari go through. And now he'll be setting his lap up. He'll be getting some heat into those tyres. And
could be getting some slipstream here as well.
Yeah, he absolutely might. It might absolutely be the strategy. Of course, his lap time was not competitive last time round. I wonder if he lost the back end very slightly and lost a second. But of course, that Ferrari does enter the pit lane. So now we'll see. Pavlovson has retired from the session. I'm not sure if that's for a crash or just thinks his session is over.
He is in the bot. Yeah, I don't think he had enough time to go back out.
That's understandable. Edgin here, we're going to see what's his first sector like. enters that DRS zone, nice, open, nice and quickly. It's going to cross the line. That's 4 tenths faster than his previous lap, which would already put him up 3 positions. Is also a purple sector. So Adrian is here for hopefully a banger lap, and it's going to go through Sector 2. Sector 2 is a very odd sector. Like, it goes all the way back along and then it comes all the way back across. I just find that very odd in terms of a circuit. It kind of... Is it just me, or Spain and Portugal being next to each other? Their tracks kind of look similar when you just look at them.
I can see what you mean. Yeah, if you just cut Sector 2 in half, you immediately have Spain.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like the countries are next to each other, the same designer or something, but it's just very weird how similar they look.
There's a lot of angry Spaniards and Portuguese right now.
Hey, I'm just saying the countries are next to each other. That is facts. They can't get angry at me for that. And so 1:16.2 from Edgin as we quickly divert away from that topic before I get cancelled.
That's close. That's very close. He'll be a bit annoyed by that. Easily could have been grabbing P2, even P1 if he nailed it a bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. RD Gamer goes 5 hundredths faster. Not yet enough to actually improve on position, but just getting a bit of time is always nice, because you never know if someone behind you just improves ever so slightly.
There is a couple of attempts in it to the McLarens, so he could still find some places, but they're going out now as well, to be fair. Track evolution will probably help them more.
Everyone now is going for the final set of laps, and McLaren's following each other very closely. Is the strip sleep... is the strip... the what? I am...
The strip?
Is the slipstream powerful around Portimao?
I don't think it is, to be honest. You've got the one main straight, and I think if it works if you're on outlaps and in-laps, if you can time it perfectly, it's brilliant. But to be honest, the amount of dirty air, and like I said, you need the car to stay planted. I just don't think it's worth it through the middle sector. Yeah, the McLaren, he's letting the AlphaTauri go and he's backed off here.
Yeah, that is probably the correct decision. That's going to be a 1:16.5 for RD Gamer. I believe that moves him up 1 position, maybe 2. But yeah, I think most drivers are now on their out lap. It looks like we've got Scrub on a hot lap. Yeah, going through Sector 2 now is 2 tenths faster, but the front end just had a little bit of a wiggle, X-Tin hairpin, which isn't what he's going to want to have seen, as his teammate gets out of the way, goes round. He's been very, very careful on that uphill. That is probably one of my least favourite sections of the track. Immediately into a downhill, and everyone being very polite and getting out of the way, as they should, really, as he is like the only driver actually on a hot lap.
There's a lot of traffic.
He's currently only 1/10 up. I'm not seeing that really helping him too much, as this will probably be his final lap unless he can get round. He won't be able to get round again. So unless he's able to go straight into another lap, this will be the end of Scrub's qualifying session. He's going to go around the final corner of the track now. He's gone through what will be the DRS detection zone during qualifying. Goes to that DRS line, activates it, and that's going to be 8 tenths faster, a 1:17.3. That is a good improvement, but only 1 position gains.
It's tough. It is really tough. Some people just... I don't know if it's down the setup or just track knowledge, knowing exactly how the speed you can carry through which gears, but it is tough to find the time, obviously, from what we're seeing at the moment. I expected AIM and Scrub to be well within the 16s by now. Especially Igor. Igor really is struggling as well.
RD Gamer is going
up.
RD Gamer will be the last one to cross the line and be able to go for another lap, I do believe, unless Aston Martin crosses the line. No, we do have the checkered flags. The Aston Martin edging best position is 4th, and Raid best position 12th. That's going to be Aku will be starting at the back of the grid, and AIM will be starting at best 9th. We'll see who's next to cross the line. That looks like it's an AlphaTauri. Enters the pit lane. We now have the first McLaren. Kausas will cross the line, is 5th position, goes ahead of his teammate, but his teammate now crosses the line, is 2 tenths up, is going to go on to provisional pole. That's a 1:16.0 as we see the next to cross the line. That's going to be Scrub, I do believe, the next to cross the line. Does cross the line. It's not going to be an improvement on his lap time, though, as the Red Bull crosses the line. That's going to...
Igor's so down.
Igor's also unfortunately down. Igor really struggled with the track. This will be 15th for Igor.
Mizzy's lost it. He's in the gravel.
Mizzy's lost it. Mizzy will be starting at best 2nd, which means MKL is probably going to be on pole. We've got one more driver yet to set a time. That's going to be RD Gamer. He's on 1 minute 10 seconds.
Up. He's 2 seconds off.
He's 2 seconds off. He's going to go through the final corner. Yeah, and that is not going to be pole position, but he will finish the lap out of respect to finishing the session early.
Wait, Igor with a grid penalty?
Igor has got a illegal blocking grid penalty that won't affect him too much, qualifying 15th.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But that is rather unfortunate, as that is a bug with the game. But that is going to be your starting grid for the Portuguese Grand Prix here at DRC, powered by Milestone. It's going to be MKL taking pole with a brilliant lap right at the end now, 1:16.088. And it's going to be Mizzy on the front row alongside him. And then it'll be Sam and Lacton on the second row. Edgin and Duck. Edgin a little bit out of position. He did manage to recover near at the end. But that's going to be your third row. And then Kausas, Matthias, RD Gamer, and AIM finish your top 10. And then it'll be Fudge McMuffin, Raid, Pavlison, Scrub, Igor, and Aku rounding out the back. However, Igor did get a 5 place grid penalty, so we'll be starting 16th, and Aku will move up into 15th.
Yeah, it's a bit of salt in the wounds there. Igor obviously probably feeling frustration to try and do more with what he had, really. It's unlike Igor. I didn't expect to see him that far down.
No, absolutely not. It's rather unfortunate. We got a lot of clouds.
This is overcast. Yeah, very overcast.
And I've not done a start of the race for a long time, so quite excited for this. Def usually just does it, and it's but maybe there are some pros to him being away this weekend.
Yeah, you get to this is your moment.
This is my moment.
Yeah, you can't ruin it.
I can't ruin it. I will ruin it. But I can't ruin it. Any predictions, Wilton, before we get into the start here?
Mizzy has the inside line. I can definitely see him. He normally is pretty good in his starts. I can see him. Turn 1 is quite wide with the amount of runoff there is. I can definitely see Mizzy, if he gets the start he needs, he'll definitely try and send it into turn 1. That's without a doubt.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think. Yeah, the middle of the pack it'll be interesting to see, especially
and
that
we
runoff.
have our grid here. It is going to be a formation lap. I completely forgot we got a formation lap.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say, I shut up very quickly.
I forgot they are now on. As long as everyone's very careful, this will be fine. But yeah, let's see. I think everyone got away fine. Got a little bit of a scuffle going on at the back. A couple of people out of position. Looks like they've worked it out.
I definitely think there's some race pace, though, at the back. Scrub, Raid, Igor, Fudge. These guys will definitely try and make their way through the grid. I think, if you're Igor, what's the slowest you can take this and just make everyone's tires go even cold on the grid?
Yeah, exactly. It is entirely possible.
Yeah, choose on hards. Got a few runners on hard. Mizzy's on the hards. MKL's going to get straight away. He's on the softs.
Yeah, that is very interesting. Mizzy go for a very different strategy. Only MKL and RD Game are starting on the softs. Everyone else except AIM, Aku, and Mizzy will be starting on the hards. So we're going to see a bit of a mixed strategy here. Yeah, we'll see how this works. Edgin on those softs is going to be definitely a force to not to mess with. We'll definitely be able to make up a few positions, potentially even get past Mizzy, go into second place and fight MKL for the lead. We'll really have to see how quickly MKL can build a lead off the start.
He'll need to. You'd have to look after your hards. I can't see it being a 2-stop race. Unless there's rain coming in, I can't see the weather, so we'll just have to see what people are doing. There wouldn't be rain. If there was going to be rain, I can't imagine why people would be on hards. So they're just going to have to look after their tyres. It's going to be a long race for them. They're going to have to... MKL especially is going to have a big gap if he wants to try and protect his lead.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with Edgin being as fast as he has been, especially on race pace. But as we see, your grid now lining up. Going to look there. Nice to see MKL's car ready to go. We've got Mizzy there alongside him. And then Sam and Lacton taking up that second row. Definitely got to watch out for them on those medium tyres. Mizzy especially. So we're going to just wait here. The grid is...
watching on board with Igor. He's just pulled into his grid slot.
The grid is now lined up. We're ready to go. We have 1. We have 2. It's now 3, 4, and 5 red lights. And there away. That was a bit of a slow start for everyone. I'm not sure if that's just a bit of desync or whether it was actually a bit slow. We've got a few overtakes being made now. Fudge Muffin makes a move immediately off the line. Igor makes a move as well. But it looks like Mizzy's losing a lot of pace. He's just got no grip at all. Mizzy's already down into third. That Avatario Sam makes a brilliant move off the line into turn 1. And it's going to be the Hass of Laxton, sorry, going for Mizzy as well. We've got a lot of midfield battles going on. Raids up into 11th. Mizzy now really getting away. He's already half a second up the road. Mizzy managing to defend just a little bit. Sorry, I meant MKL, not Mizzy. I don't know who I'm talking about anymore. Duck's made a few positions up into 5th. Edgin has lost a position. That's very much unlike Edgin. However, he's going back for it down the inside line. He doesn't manage to take it. Duck with some brilliant defending. That's 7 attempts now for MKL. As Mizzy is basically, and Laxton are very much fighting it for 3rd position. Mizzy actually able to keep on here a bit more than I thought it was going to be. Wilton, what do you make of that start?
He did really well, especially considering the hard tyre and the inside line's not normally the racing line, so you don't have the grip. MKL is going to need to really start putting the hammer down right now, because if Sams can stay in DRS range, all he's going to do is just tow Mizzy along. MKL really needs to get a move on. People at the back, midfield, not too much happened. Everyone was quite respectful, using the runoff areas when they needed to, just getting out the way, trying not to be too crazy. Igor couldn't make the move. Achu's actually held on. Scrub as well. I think he had to take some avoiding action into turn 1. So far, I don't think any damage. Yeah, no one's boxed. So I think this is going to be formations. The soft runners are going to have to get a move on, though. So this might cause some spice into lap 2.
Yes, absolutely will. It looks like they're all just sort of following each other right now, waiting for the drivers ahead of them to make mistakes. Rage looking for that final points paying position there in 10th.
Oh my god! Achu's just lost it. He's just spun.
Achu's lost it and is now facing the wrong way. No, he's managed to get it facing the right way. That is not what he's going to want. But Igor now has no pressure from behind. We've got battles going on all up and down the grid. As we now see, it looks like AIM managed to make it up into 13th as Alfa Romeo started to make a bit of a recovery. MKL's managed to build a 1 second gap to Sam. I'm not sure if it's happening on your screen as well, but the timings are a bit messed up for Mizzy and Laxton.
Yeah, they're moving quite a bit all over. But I think they normally sort themselves out after, don't they, a lap or 2?
Yeah, usually. Edgin now down the inside. He's got to go around the outside down the downhill. It's looking like he's maybe making the move here. Those soft tyres got a lot more grip even around the outside. That's a brilliant move from Edgin. He's straight past Laxton into 4th, and he'll now be chasing Mizzy. In fact, those soft tyres... The soft tyres are absolutely nothing compared to the hard tyres on Mizzy's car. And Edgin goes straight into 3rd. He's now going to be chasing Sam, and then inevitably MKL.
Yeah, he's really burned DRS, but that's exactly what he needs to do. He's on the softs. He needs to make the most of them. Looked like he almost lost it trying to get the overtake done, but just how much script those softs have right now. In fact, if he can really cut the distance in, Mizzy, with his pace on the hards, is probably going to be a good barrier, especially if he can just hold on to 3rd place, maybe try and see if he can get some distance and catch up to Sams as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like Duck here is looking for a move on Laxton. I don't expect Laxton to let that go easily, though. He's a very, very good driver at defending. I've noticed his attacks haven't been quite as good as his defense.
And the scrubber side by side.
Yeah, it looks like our position's changing at the back of the grid. We've got to continue following this battle with Laxton as he's really trying to get past Mizzy. Mizzy just putting his car in all the right positions. And Lax is just not able to find the gap. He almost found the gap there. He was almost able to switch back to the inside, but just wasn't able to. Mizzy's car was just in the middle of the circuit, which is nowhere for Laxton to actually put his car. So currently, your top 5 are as MKL, Sam, Edgin, Mizzy, and Laxton. All there very much fighting. They're very close to each other. Laxton now going for the move on Mizzy. In fact, he's passed. But he's not all the way past. He is now all the way past. Goes into turn 1, and Mizzy's not able to fight back. There's no grip on those hard tyres.
Yeah, they're going to take definitely a lap 2 more to really come into their own. And then can't even think about them fighting the mediums just yet until probably lap 7 or 10. Cal says thought about a move as well on Duck.
I've been calling him Duck, but
Duck.
You know, I haven't been told otherwise yet. So it's a DRC guarantee we get your name wrong anyway. So
yeah, he backed out of a move into 1, quite sensible. There'll be plenty of time. Well, I mean, it's plenty of time. They've got to get past Mizzy eventually, or they'll have to settle into what they have. RD Gamer's not made too much ground, and then the rest of the grid's pretty good gap forming now. Unless RD Gamer gets a move on this might be the running order for the next few laps.
Yeah, absolutely. They have calmed down a little bit. Of course, this track the dirty air really does affect you. As you said during qualifying, the dirty air, especially through these long corners, really affects these ground effect cars a lot, especially as the whole thing is sticking themselves to the ground with the underside of the car. And then just a little bit dirty air can really mess
Duck is going
up
for a move actually on Mizzy.
Duck is absolutely going for the move here. That DRS is wide open. Of course, Mizzy also has the DRS. They're side by side. They're going to go to turn 1 side by side. Duck's got the inside line. Mizzy's got the outside line. They did touch. Mizzy's forced off track. That's the inside again for Duck, and Duck makes the move. But Mizzy's going down the inside again. It looks like it's clean.
Calces is there now as well.
Yeah, Calces has managed to get right on Mizzy. And it's going to give Duck the advantage. As now Calces is dealing with Mizzy, and Mizzy's having to defend.
Yeah, he's burned a lot of ERS to try and make that move back. He's dived on the inside.
Oh, Mizzy's gone for it.
Calces has gone right into Duck.
I actually don't know what happened there. I think Calces hit Mizzy, forcing Duck off the track. I'm really not sure. But Duck's going for it again. He's going past Mizzy. He's really going for it. These two are side by side. They've been side by side for half a lap now. And now Calces is going for it. He's got the inside line on Duck. It's looking like Calces is going to go for it. Duck's got the inside line again. He's almost got Mizzy. Mizzy pulls to the inside, pushes him almost off the track. Mizzy's still got the touch. They touch the side pods again. And that's going to be...
Titus is joining this battle. This is becoming like a four-way battle now. They're just holding each other up.
Mizzy's got a line. Duck's into the gravel. Calces takes Duck's position. Now there's a Red Bull with Matthijs ready. And that's going to be Matthijs going around the outside. Brilliant move from Matthijs. Duck just had nothing he could do, but Duck's coming back. He's got the inside go around the final corner. Of course, that's going to give him a really good run. It looks like Calces is going for Mizzy. He's got more speed than Mizzy. He's going to have the outside line to turn 1, however. And that's going to be
speed. He's cleared Mizzy as well.
What the hell? Matthijs has just come out of absolutely nowhere with an absolute bunch of speed. So it's going to be Calces third, Matthijs 6th, Duck 7th, Mizzy now appears to be having a few issues. They're touching again. Duck and Mizzy are still having this battle despite being 2 places down, and that's Duck. He's spun. He's in the wall.
He's kept out of the wall. He's kept out.
He's kept out of the wall. That's brilliant for Duck, but Duck is now out of this battle. He's going to have to drop to the back of the grid.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Jesus Christ, breathe for a moment. So Mizzy's hard tyres don't have the grip to fight as well. He thought he's got track limit penalty, I think, here. RD Gamer got involved. He's still 8th. Mizzy has dropped quite far back. Matthijs has flown by. Calces is through. Lacton, all this has made is just the top 4 is now broke away. Lacton being away from everything. These guys are now able to drive away from it. Matthijs probably... is going to have a go at Calces if he has that straight line speed down the main straight, but Jesus Christ, he can actually breathe again.
Oh, I was straight up shouting there. My voice hasn't felt the greatest today already, and I'm going to have no voice after this race is done, I think. It's already, we're on lap 7, and it feels like we've already had a whole race worth of racing. And in fact, edging now goes straight down the inside. It overtakes on the straight, and that's going to be edging up into 2nd place. It looks like... what tyres is Sam on? In fact, those soft tyres, I'm surprised they're still lasting. But they appear to be working better than the mediums.
Yeah, absolutely. For the time being, they definitely made some good ground, especially with the fight that's gone on here for P5, or whatever position this was for. They're just making so much ground. It's only going to help them more, especially when they think, okay, we can go longer. We can go onto mediums, or I can just box on the hard, undercut, and they're going to just plain sail to the end of the race. Mizzy needs to keep his head down. These tyres are going to come into his own, get the ERS back. Taking that much fight this early probably wasn't the right idea on the hard tyres.
No, absolutely not. But I don't see Mizzy having much of a choice there. He was really pressured from behind that entire time. And in fact, had to battle Duck that whole time. And unfortunately, that ended in disaster for one of the drivers, which is just always not the way you want to see it end.
No, it is unfortunate. It gets out of the barrier. That's the main thing. So maybe some good race pace might bring him back into it. Maybe there's points on the cards, but it's terrible. It's not really too easy to come back unless there's a safety car or a virtual safety car when there's a pit window opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Mizzy there almost felt like he was going to make a move on Matthijs, but Matthijs is going to make a move on Calces, and that's going to be Matthijs now up into 5th place. And that made it look easy compared to what we just witnessed a couple of laps ago.
Yeah, that Red Bull is running some straight line speed. We'll see how that affects him in the corners, if that McLaren can hang on, but Matthijs is definitely running a rocket ship down that straight.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't blame it. It is a very long straight. If you've got the right setup through there, you could absolutely make a hell of a lot of time.
Yeah, absolutely. Just trying to keep an eye on the front timing. Sam's, if he can end up catching Edgin, he is within half a second. I don't think Edgin is catching MKL too much, so it's just
Sorry,
running order at
there's
the
a
moment.
battle now for 10th between Scrub and Pavlison.
Side by
It's
side.
looking like Scrub's got the inside once again, but Pavlison's going to go up on the outside. He might switch back to the inside. It's not going to look like it go down the downhill. He backs out. He concedes. He's going to give Scrub a little bit of time now and potentially come back in just a few laps. But I think now what we need to watch is Calsus still on the back of Matthijs. He's not been able to shake Calsus despite making that overtake look so easy.
Yeah, they're waiting for any loss of grip, any opportunity down into that main straight. If you don't get the exit you need, you are a sitting duck in this DRS train. It'll depend if Calsus can get this done. We're really going to see now the straight line speed that Calsus has. If he's using any ERS, I don't even think he is actually. He's burning some ERS to try and defend this.
That's just a DRS at full effect there, going straight past, and now Matthijs is going to have to come back. I feel like that person at the front really is at a disadvantage not having any DRS. It's so powerful down that main straight.
Yeah, we'll really have to see how the setups really affect this. Calsus hasn't got the straight line speed to defend against Matthijs when that rear wing opens. I don't even think he's using ERS to get the moves done, and Calsus' setup is perfectly balanced. He's staying within range for the DRS, gets the moves done, seems to be every time, but people are low on battery here. Mizzy, RD Gamer, Raid has actually maybe sizing up a move here. Especially if he knows they're low on ERS. If he gets some moves done, he can be through.
Yeah,
Scrub gets a penalty.
It's entirely possible. Scrub, I believe that'll be for track limits. Rather unfortunate there for Scrub. He is in a battle though, so I wonder if maybe he got pushed off and given that penalty, and it might get revoked later or rescinded or whatever the actual word is. I don't know. I can't English today. But yeah, this battle for 10th is actually quite heated. I mean, they all want that singular point that's up for grabs. But
yeah,
of course,
Pavlison's struggling with the rear.
Yeah, of course, it's they are going to struggle now. I'm not sure what tyres everyone's on. In fact, we'll just have a quick check of everyone's tyres. Yeah, I mean,
Aim on hard, Mizzy are hard, a chew on hard, but he's going to need to keep hold of them to get back into this. Oh, 3 wide into turn 1 in 10th.
Just as I switch away to go watch another thing, they're 3 wide into turn 1, and they're going through. Everyone's being pushed wide a little bit, but it looks like they're all keeping position, at least for now. It's going to be... Oh, and that's Pavlison just not keeping it on the track at all. I'm not sure what happened there. Then we've got the DRS wide open. The Scrub really trying to make up a couple of positions here. And Igor just saying, I'll take this point, thank you very much. And it appears to be just keeping it nice and calm out front.
Yeah, they need to stay sensible. These guys are in a good position where any one of... Oh my god. Oh my, he's lost it. Pavlison's lost it. He took out... Who did he take out? He hit Scrub. No.
It looks like both of them have lost a lot of time now to Aim and Igor. Those Alfa Romeos now are going to have to fight between them over who's getting the point.
Yeah, if they want to be sensible, Aim's going to end up getting to the back of Igor with the hard tyres, no issue. These guys, 1 and 2, they need to run together as teammates, try and maximise their points for this race. They can easily get a few more places if they work the strategy well.
Yeah, absolutely. And Scrubs on the back of Pavlison again. Wants that position so bad, especially after they've made contact. I'm not sure what their damage might look like, but Scrub pulls out. He's got that DRS wide open. I assume he's not actually burning any. He is harvesting while making the overtake. And that's going to be into turn 1. Scrub ahead into 12th. Has now got a catch-up game to play
on that rear end.
Absolutely is. He's gone down the inside, giving each other a little bit of room this time. But Scrub's got the inside again on the switchback. And Scrub does, I think, actually have the position now. But he's still harvesting. Those red lights flashing.
Yeah, they are low on ERS. They're fighting. This is exactly what I was thinking earlier when I mentioned about Mizzy, that how much do you value a place right now in the first stint versus what you can do if you actually just settle down and get the lap times done. If you're going to fight over 1 point maybe or just outside the points, just settle into your stint, get some good lap times down, get a good race pace, see if you can't work your strategy, undercut, overcut, whatever tyre you're on, and then think about battling more. I mean, we look at what we got here. Edgin's catching back up to MKL, and Edgin has actually caught up. He's broke Sam's time quite well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's right on the back of MKL now, and it's going to be a battle for the lead. And I hate to say it, but I think Edgin's going to have this, because his pace recently has just been unmatched.
He has been burning ERS. MKL's been settled. He's like on half his battery life. As we watch Edge, and is he going to go for a move down this straight? He is. No, he backs out.
Yeah, he does back out. There's a little bit of a battle going on for 7th right now between Mizzy and Raid. Looks like they keep switching position. Pavlison's back ahead of Scrub for 12th as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's these two are going to have a long race together, I feel. Oh, he's a bit of shoulder there from Pavel, not letting Scrub at all try and keep the position.
No, of course. I mean, these guys are fighting for the chance to fight the Alfa Romeos, but they're also letting the Alfa Romeos get away from them a little bit by squabbling with each other so much.
They've worked a nice gap together.
They have. It's exactly what they want to be doing right now. Just playing their own game and hopefully making a few more positions when the pit stops come along. Because, of course, the undercut in this game overall has been very, very powerful.
It's going to be really powerful. Especially, maybe that's what these soft runners are thinking. Maybe that's what Edgin's thinking. He's sizing up a move here onto the straight.
Yeah, he might. I mean, he's going for it. He's got the DRS. He's still harvesting, though. Those red lights are flashing. So he's making moves with very little ERS in the battery. And he's made the move stick. It was a brilliant move, a very clean move. But I wouldn't be surprised if MKL goes back on the next lap round.
Yeah, maybe on the main straight, he's not even burning any battery to... Oh, he did there actually just to get a good exit, but maybe MKL feels he's got the gap.
And Raid is going down the inside of Mizzy, but Mizzy's got the inside going up the hill. But it looks...
Oh,
I almost had a heart attack there just for Raid. But Mizzy's back ahead, especially as Raid got the poor exit. They're wheel to wheel. They're basically wheel banging each other. And that's going to be Raid stuck behind, gets pushed a little bit wide on the exit. He's only 1/10 behind, still 2/10 now. But he's going to go through. He's following really close behind. He's waiting for any tiny mistake from Mizzy. He goes as far wide as the track allows him without getting a track limits violation. And that's going to be... it's just not enough. Not enough for Raid to actually make the move stick.
Something I'm impressed watching this battle, though. Considering where he started, RD Gamer has held on to these softs quite well. He's avoided all the scrap. He's looked after his tyres. He's managed to harvest ERS. He's in a good position if he undercuts right.
Yeah, RD Gamer is having a pretty solid race right now. And the lead is now changing again. MKL goes ahead. I think I said when the overtake originally came, next lap round, MKL will take it back. This DRS is just far, in my opinion, too powerful. As Matthijs also makes a DRS move on the straight for 5th.
Yeah, they are making... Oh, Pavelson gets a track limits violation. And we have our boxing RD Gamer now. What's he going to be going on to? I think the hards.
I would assume hards for a one stop.
He's got mediums.
He's gone for the mediums.
Mediums are going on.
Is he going for a 2-stop then?
No, surely not. I mean, he held onto those softs. A soft medium must be the run.
Yeah, absolutely. What about all these drivers?
Go along.
What about all these drivers who are on the hards then? It's maybe they made the wrong decision. I'm not sure. Let's see where they are. But if we see, they're currently in 7th, 10th, and last. So I do have to wonder if that hard is the wrong decision.
Yeah, the DRS is proving powerful, but if you're in a DRS train, you've lost too many positions too early. I think the hard, if they go on even to softs at the end of the race or try an early box into the mediums, I don't think this is going to be powerful.
It looks like there's been a little bit of a scrap between Aku and Duck. I'm not sure what's happened, but Duck's lost the position. I saw him stopped in the middle of the corner for a little while. But next is Sam is going to make a move on Lacton. And as Lacton had the lead, Sam now takes the lead of the race due to MKL and Edgin boxing.
So we've got mediums for MKL and Edgin also on mediums.
Okay, so mediums is definitely a strategy then. All the soft runners now have pit, and they are now all on mediums. I assume they're going to attempt to make it to the end of the race.
Yeah, this will be it now. They need to make sure they're coming out in clean air here. Oh, the side. There's close. Red Bull runs wide. Fudge trying to avoid them as they come out.
And in fact, Pavlisson is going to go down the inside on this MKL who has cold tyres. But MKL is able to make the defense stick, and that's going to be 10th place stuck for MKL.
That's super important for him. Super important with Edgin right there behind.
Yeah, absolutely. He wants to keep a driver between him and Edgin. Any time that Edgin can lose is a gain for MKL. And in fact, MKL's going for the move on Fudge McMuffin. He's going to have 2 drivers between him and Edgin now. And that's a brilliant move from MKL. He's up into 9th.
Oh, that was nice.
And effective race lead as the furthest driver to a pit.
Oh my god. Allison shutting the door and Edgin. It doesn't even care. He's a pit stop down. He is going to defend that. It's every right to.
Yeah.
Edgin's struggling to find a way past here.
It looks like he's going to go for it down the inside, but he doesn't. This is a brilliant defense from Pavlison. His car is just everywhere. Edgin doesn't want it to be.
MKL's broke a second.
Laxton's back in the lead of the race as well.
Yeah, this is a provisional lead of the race. We've got someone boxing ahead. Yeah, Raid is boxing now as well. MKL's away.
Oh, no, that was a little bit of a not great move from Pavlison. Oh, and Edgin pulls across and they're banging wheels. This is not the type of fight we want to see. Let's keep it clean. And that is going to be Edgin into 10th. Now he's got half a second to Fudge McMuffin and 1.5 seconds MKL's managed to build as I believe Scrub and Aim having a little bit of a battle for 6th position. Scrub has not made it ahead, but he's looking to make it ahead going to the corner. He's got the inside line. His medium tyres are still ahead of those hard tyres.
Switch back from Aim. No,
Aim doesn't get the exit. And in fact, this has given MKL the opportunity to make another position. In fact, he does make it. He's up into 7th.
He is flying here. Maybe that's inspired him. Edgin being stuck behind 2 drivers. He's making moves. He knows exactly what he needs to do. Just not burn up these tyres, but get the moves done as soon as possible. And he's away. These guys are on old tyres. They won't be able to stick with him.
He's up into 6th now. Like, he's got past Scrub. The difference in age of the tyres is clearly showing. And clearly giving OKL such an advantage. And now he's only... You know, he's less than a pit stop now. Behind the front runners. So he does now have the effective race lead.
Yeah, definitely. Edgin's still struggling to... We'll see what he can do here, but they are struggling. Matthias gets a track limits as well.
Yeah, there are a lot of track limits going on, but Edgin setting the fastest lap. That is exactly what he wants to see. As he goes into turn 1, he's going to make the move on Aim. Now he's got Scrub, and then he'll be fighting for MKL once again.
Yeah, nicely done. MKL needs to make sure he does burn that DRS gap. And I think he'll be out of it if Scrub doesn't get a good exit, even with the DRS.
Oh, Scrub
which he doesn't have.
Scrub looks like he almost let him through there. But he's got the inside line. He doesn't fight it. That is going to be now Edgin 1.1 seconds behind MKL. We will see how quickly Edgin's able to get back within DRS range, if at all.
MKL's looked after his battery though. Edgin's on 8%, MKL's on 65%. He's on a Sunday drive.
Oh, and oh my god, that was almost a complete car loss for Kalsas. His tyres appear to almost be going. But he's got to keep them on for a few more laps to put those soft tyres on.
Yeah, absolutely. I keep checking my sort of baseline is RD Gamer because he was on the softs as well to try and see if his undercut worked. So I'm just waiting for the next batch of pit stops there.
Yeah, we'll see the next batch of pit stops. I reckon lap 20 we'll see some of the medium runners start to pit.
Yeah, they are really, especially with the amount of battling that's going on. These drivers are punishing the tyres. Oh. And Sam's catches himself when he went onto the curb there in turn 1.
That was almost absolute disaster for Sam. But Edgin set fastest laps again. That's going to be Mizzy entering the pit lane. Mizzy was a hard runner, so that's very interesting that he's pit before a lot of the medium runners.
He's probably had enough of these tyres. Get onto the mediums, put some good pace in. I don't think he wanted to stay on them any longer.
No, absolutely. I don't blame him either. They were... the hard tyres just aren't the race tyre this weekend.
No, that's the thing. You can try and practice all you want. You might set good race time, but until you go wheel to wheel... Put the graining in, put the wear in, maybe flat spotting if you're locked up. That's when the tyres really start showing their race pace. If you're starting to overheat them, actually battling all the rubber on track. And that's when you find out they're just not what you need.
Yeah, that absolutely. It looks like everyone's spread out just a little bit here. We do have a lot of penalties to contend with. That will definitely change things at the end, especially... We've had the seasons going. They tend to get very close to each other at the end of the race. But Sam's not been able to recover... since that little bit of a loss. He's not been able to recover that 6/10 gap that got built.
No, I can't trying to figure out what position these guys are racing for if they could be pacing, but
yeah, I mean it'll be difficult right now. Once these pit stops start coming through, it's going to be much easier. But what's very interesting is MKL's only 8 seconds behind his teammate, and MKL's pit and his teammate hasn't.
Huh.
This is... I'm not sure if Kalsas...
Oh no, Edgin gets a time penalty.
That is not what Edgin wants to see. Of course, this track is notorious for track limits. I mean, it's not the worst. So we've had Austria.
Yeah,
In
whether he's
real
pushing
life,
too
that
hard
was,
or just generally
yeah.
just struggling with the dirty air because he's within that second, but just outside DRS. Sorry, MKL, no penalty, plenty of ERS. Seems to have a setup where the car's just responding exactly how he needs to. It's his race to win now.
It is. MKL is in the best position of anyone to win. But what you can't count out is those who'll be switched onto the soft tyres in the next 2 or 3 laps.
Yeah, definitely. I can't remember who was the runners. Sam's was there. Laxton definitely you can't write off, but they are gaining on them.
And you've got...
they've got to see how much of soft tyre punches.
Yeah, you've got the top 4 all need to pit. Aim, Fudge McMuffin and Pavlovson all need to pit as well. And then Aku.
Sam's is pitting.
Okay, so this is definitely something to look out for. What happens here, I think, is going to determine the entire race. Because we'll see if Sam gets the undercut on Lacton, but Sam will put on some soft tyres now. They've got to last 14 laps, but I think that's possible. I think it's only a tiny bit longer than the now medium runners were running them for.
Yeah, we definitely saw from MKL and the other drivers, they made 13 laps easy on a full race load. So I can't imagine them having an issue, but they've got to get a move on. They've got to get through traffic. They've got to get through DRS trains. I'm just not confident if the soft tyres can do that.
Yeah, no, not at all. It's we will see. We'll see how many positions they can make up. But this is now MKL's chance to take the lead of the race once again. With Edgin 3-second penalty behind. In fact, he's right on the tail of him. If Edgin overtakes, he's got to build a 3-second gap to MKL, which MKL won't make easy.
No, if he's smart, it doesn't matter. You can just relax. Even if you're worried about that penalty getting removed, let's say he got forced off track, you've got more ERS. You've probably looked after your tyres better since you got the better pit stop and you didn't come out in traffic. Just let Edgin by if he is going to get by in the straight. Don't fight it too much. Stay within DRS and just make the moves when you can. And then when it comes down to it, use your battery, use your tyres, and just hold on to that win.
It looks like MKL, despite how wide the straight is, just trying to put his car in a position that makes it most awkward for Edgin to actually go past him. He knows this DRS is going to be hard to fight, but Edgin just takes the lead. That DRS makes it look so effortless, but MKL's right behind him. He's going to look to try and make a move on a corner when Edgin maybe makes a mistake. But it looks like Matthijs now has the lead of the race, but he has not pit yet.
Yeah, 5 seconds. Maybe he's just trying to extend these mediums as much as he can, but I think the window is now for these softs. If you want to get on them now.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't see Matthijs staying out any longer. He will probably pit at the end of this lap. MKL, I reckon MKL's just waiting for the next DRS zone. There's no point trying to fight him in the corners where you're risking your car when he knows he could just stay nice and close to him for the remainder of the race.
Sorry, Mizzy is on the back of Pavlovson and RD Gamer now. He's trying to make some moves.
Mizzy trying to make some moves. He touches the back of Pavlovson. Pavlovson's been proven to be very hard to get past in this Grand Prix so far.
He has got the widest Ferrari on track.
He absolutely does. He's got his full Fernando Alonso coming out right now.
He's trying to switch back, but Mizzy just had well.
Yeah, Mizzy just finding the correct place to attack, the correct time to attack. As we're now going to see if MKL tries to make a move on Edgin. I can't imagine he doesn't. He pulls out. He wants the outside line going into turn 1, but he pulls ahead. Look, it's just that DRS, it just gets you 3 or 4 steps ahead going to turn 1. It just gives you so much opportunity.
Yeah, you have the speed, the overspeed as well to just carry it through 1 and 2, and just when you're going into Lagos, as long as you position your car well, don't brake too early, you should remain ahead even into the second DRS straight.
I'm really wondering if Mizzy's actually got a chance at this race. He's absolutely flying through the pack right now, and I can't imagine that 4.5 seconds to Laxton's going to be too much of a pain. And what's his penalty actually sat at? If I just check, it's 3 seconds. So that is definitely going to hinder his chances.
No, absolutely. He is flying. I mean, he's still got to try and, of course, catch Lacton, catch Sam's. He won't have a chance catching Edgin and MKL, but he might still set, even if his penalty stands, he might set some good time to the people behind him, and he should get a lot of points here.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely not out of the question. But we're going to see now Edgin is still keeping that 3/10 gap, but as they go through the final corner and look to go on the straight again, I can't imagine Edgin's going to want to stay behind. He's looked for the move on the corner. That's going to be a Matthias Pittin conceding his lead. And MKO actually manages to stay ahead on the exit of the corner, but Edgin's just got so much more speed. Edgin stays behind.
Little bit late from MKL, but I think he might be fine. He does move across to the right. Edgin just decides it's not worth it. He didn't get a good exit trying to move back to the inside out of Gout, but he might go for it here. He's being sensible now.
Edgin, MKL's got everything here. Edgin hasn't. Edgin has that penalty. He needs to get ahead and build that gap as soon as possible.
Yeah, MKL can't forget that. He needs to just relax. Edgin has been doing the right thing. He's been getting ahead, trying to irritate MKL, make him burn his tyres. Because, of course, if you're behind, you're going to burn up your tyres more. Maybe MKL will think, well, if that time penalty gets removed. So Edgin, of course, every single time he can, try and just irritate MKL, make him work for it more. He has also been charging up his battery. MKL stayed on 60%. Edgin was down to 10. He's now up to like 40 and 50% each lap. So.
And Matthijs just goes for a move there on Pavlison, and that is going to be 9th position. Those soft tyres very much working for him. But we have a yellow flag. Pavlison has spun. He's back on the track.
Moving.
He is back on the track. Fortunately, no retirements as far, but I've probably just jinxed it. They're all over the main straight, MKL and Edgin. Edgin has the clear advantage, that DRS working very well for him, and that ERS advantage that he said he had also must have been working for him. But that's the lead again for Edgin. But MKL, just don't let him go and he'll be fine.
Yeah, no, exactly. He didn't defend it too much, took the inside line. I'm not even sure if it's the right thing to do, but he probably just didn't want to compromise his exit in case Edgin does dive down the inside. But we'll have to see how they follow around for the next few corners. I can't imagine MKL trying anything or burning any battery until the straight again.
Yeah, and Kausas got past Mizzy while you were speaking there, which is just
clear. Apologise.
Don't worry about it. It's just clearly showing how well these soft tyres are working. They are very, very quick. I just don't think they're going to be able to make up the 15 odd seconds to get to the lead.
Yeah, no, RD Gamer didn't even end up with much of an undercut. He's back into 8th.
That's one
might catch
still.
Raid, but we'll just have to see. Depends on how his lap goes. But he does have to worry about Matthias.
Yeah, he does. But obviously he is on the medium tyres, not soft tyres that, as you mentioned, Matthias behind does have. He's gaining... not slowly, Matthias. In fact, as I say that, he just gave three temps out of nowhere. So, RT Game is difficult to have to worry about that in about a lap's time. But what we've got to worry about now is MKL's back in the lead of the race. Again, after using that DRS to get through in turn 1.
No, it's nicely done. Again, Edgin, he's held onto his battery now. He's stopped burning it, so... we'll have to see. I didn't see what happened. Oh, Lacton gets a penalty. No, that's not nice to see this late.
No, that's not what he's going to want to see. He has, however, got a 3-second gap. I'm not sure if that's a second penalty. It's not. He has got a 3-second gap behind him, so it's not the end of the world. But I do believe he's on...
3. The only person multiple will be Duck. So right now, of course, everyone apart from Duck, only 3-second time penalties that you see on the screen.
Matthias goes round the outside of the hairpin, switches back to the inside. It looks like he gets a better exit. There's so much grip in those softs. And that's going to be 7th place for Matthias, making it look easy against Raid.
Yeah, perfectly positioned the car for the exit. Raid thought about it, but that was not into that corner. There's nothing you can do that. And Jesus Christ, the softs, the grip he has, he just pulls away from Raid.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely insane. Maybe the soft tyre strategy is only slightly slower because of how much later they had to pit. There is an 8-second gap between Sam and Edgin, which is definitely, going to cause a problem for the soft tyre runners. But Lacton, I think, is going to try it. And Edgin, once again, takes the lead of the race. I can't even get all excited when they keep taking the lead of the race, 'cause it's changing every lap. It's quite predictable now.
They've relaxed. They've realised that they can't fight for the lead just yet. If they do that now, they're going to fall back into the clutches. There's 8 seconds, Sam, Lacton, so maybe that's too much of a stretch.
However, MKL's just gone for it outside of the main straight.
Okay, stand corrected. These guys, I don't know if they're trying to get in each other's heads, but you can't win the race yet. You've got 5 more laps. Yeah, several more laps to go.
And Edgin also needs to build a 3-second gap. he's holding off too long. It's getting to that point of the race where you're wondering, can he actually build that 3-second gap?
Maybe that's what NKL's trying to just drive home every lap. It's just like, look, you can get ahead, but you're never going to stay ahead. You're never going to break 3 seconds. And even when you want to try, I've got better tyres. I've got more battery. It's MKL's race to lose. And he's not exactly going to make it easy for Edgin at any point. And Edgin
Oh my God!
And that's exactly what I mean. His tyres from burning up, from fighting everyone. MKL should now put the hammer down. If he really wants to try and drive this home, he's got more battery. He should. Yeah, Edgin just stays in DRS. He might be fine. That's not that bad. It could have been worse for him.
Yeah, absolutely could have been. He's managed to recover it quite quickly. Just about staying at 9/10th position, or that 9/10th point where you could stay within that 1 second DRS zone, which is kind of fortunate for Edgin. That could have been his chances for the lead completely over.
No, absolutely. And it's like you said with the DRS, he's back there. He's within 5/10, 3/10 now.
It's so powerful around this circuit.
Yeah, we'll just need to see. Edgin needs to just settle down. He might want to take back the lead constantly, but he needs to cool his side down. He needs to look after his tyres. Just get into a good rhythm. Fight MKL later towards a race. Maybe he knows his time penalty isn't getting revoked. That's why he's doing it more and more. Blue flags for Duck. Wow.
That is not something I see often. I've got to say.
He's not getting out of the way, yeah.
That is very unfortunate. His race, he had a very good qualifying, but his race, ever since getting, I think it was hit by Pavlison earlier in the race, it just hasn't gone his way.
But yeah, as I was saying, Edgin's tyres are burned up. He's got less battery. MKL's not even burning anything now. He's up to 90% nearly. Unless Edgin knows his time penalty isn't getting removed, then that's fair enough. But he should settle down, try and get the move done later into the race, get his tyres back into a good temperature range.
Yeah, of course. There's no point risking anything. His second position is still very good considering.
Oh, move here from Mizzy on Calcis.
That is pretty impressive, especially considering Calcis on the softs. Has he burned his softs out?
I would 7-lap old softs and Mizzy's on 10-lap old mediums. But I guess that's the window where the mediums start coming back alive. Mizzy did box from hards to mediums. That's probably the right idea. He might have actually done the right strategy getting off those hards.
Yeah, I mean, it's entirely possible that was the right strategy. It's just not completely worked out for him. But the problem with Edge and MKL's scrapping here is Sam's managed to gain about 3 seconds on him in the last few laps. I wonder if potentially he could gain enough that 3-second penalty becomes a problem to Edgin behind the lead.
No, absolutely. The time penalties are racking up still. Igo's on 6 now. Achu's on 8. Duck needs to get out of the way here. He's facing disqualification at this rate. I don't know why. Unless they're not in the same chat, Sam should be screaming at Duck to get out of the way.
Yeah, of course. It's I'm not sure what's happening here. I'm not sure if he's not getting the
21
blue flags.
seconds now.
Wait, no, hold on. He shouldn't. Has he actually been lapped? Oh, he has been lapped.
Yeah, he's the lapped car.
Ah. He's
pulled, to get out of the way now as well. Lacton, ooh. Yeah, this isn't good. This is not good. You need to get out of the way.
He's going to get disqualified by the game in a minute.
21 seconds. Lacton would not be happy right now either. Yeah, he moves out of the way.
He finally gets past, but Dark's not going to be happy with that. But also, the game would disqualify him if he kept at it for much longer.
No, I mean, he will have every right to unlap himself, which is fair enough. But he should stay out of this fight. He should not try and battle Lacton.
No, absolutely not. Lacton and Sam are trying to go. They're fighting for a podium. You've got to remember. It's you know, that third place spot, that's worth 15 points. If you get fastest lap, that's 16 points that are very vital when the season's only 12 races long.
No, absolutely. It's a long season. There's a lot more tracks this time. Where are we at? Like 14 tracks again this time? Or?
It's 12 tracks this season.
12.
It was 8 last season, I believe.
Yeah, that's a big jump. It just felt a bit more than it was then. 12 with a break.
12 with a break. And I believe we've got some 100% races coming up. So stay tuned for that.
That'll be a long evening. MKL takes the lead again.
Whoever's commentating that, I feel so aware that'll be me.
He went for me. Wait, how's he kicked his wheel?
Who's?
Oh my god, no, Lacton spun.
Lacton.
Main straight, he tried to make a move and just, I don't know what happened. He just lost the rear end or
He's lost half his wing as well.
He went for a move and the car just snapped underneath him. He went into the barrier and he's still going, but he needs to box.
Yeah, he's missing half his wing by the looks of it. That's really unfortunate for Lacton. I didn't see the incident, so I'll have to go off what you say, Wilton. But
yeah, behind Sam's, he was making a move. I snapped to them just to see because he was sizing up a move and moved out to the right. Maybe the dirty air. Maybe he was too close to the rear end. It didn't look like Sam's moved across to the right. Lacton snaps. The rear end goes from behind him, nearly 180 into the barrier. And yeah, he's getting out the way now for people because his car is just crippled. But that's his podium chance is completely gone.
Yeah, absolutely. That is very unfortunate for Lacton. And I've got to say, unless someone cracked it, this might be your podium here. MKL, Edgin, and Sam.
Yeah, Mizzy's got 4 seconds to make up in 2 laps. I don't think that's happening. So now it comes down to the final 2. Let's see what Edgin has in the locker, if anything.
And again, this 3-second penalty is hindering Edgin, and MKL's defence is hindering even more. Looks like Duck has retired in the pit lane. Understandable. That race just wasn't going his way.
Yeah, so people, there's always one loser in the race. Someone's last, and then you gotta think about it. Everyone's lapping faster at that point. You're getting lapped probably at this rate. I mean, from my retirements and sometimes damages, I had that problem with Tier 1 last season. So there's losers in every race, and he did the right thing. Oh my God, Achu's gone as well. Yeah, I think some of the frustrations coming out for the drivers at the back.
Looks like he just spun. He has recovered the car, but he's about to be lapped, I do believe. As
by MKL and Edgin.
MKL and Edgin coming very quickly round the corners that he's just spun in. So they're really running a race of their own, MKL and Edgin. They're just sort of going at it, going at each other like this. You see, Edgin's probably going to take the lead again here.
Yeah, it doesn't even want to burn much battery there.
He's got the lead again. He's harvesting at the end of the straight. NKL knows he doesn't need to fight this too hard. Like, he wants to win on track, but he's got the win either way.
No, everyone wants
to make a mistake.
Yeah. You want to be the one to cross the line P1, but I suppose at the same time, you don't want to make a mistake. You don't want to burn your tires too hard, but you want to try and get ahead. I'm not sure. I didn't see the 3 seconds from Edgin. That's the thing. So maybe he feels that'll get removed.
It absolutely might. We'll have to see if there's a steward's decision after the race. Again, you could join discord.gg/digitalracing, and I believe the results are all public in there.
Yes, completely. They get posted after every race by the stewards once they're investigated and everything's all hunky-dory. So
yeah, because of course,
we'll have to see them.
As I've seen explained recently in sim racing, I saw someone on Twitter explain it for people, because sim racing has definitely grown recently, a lot more. I had to see someone explain why penalties aren't given during the race and why they're removed afterwards and stuff. So
Edgin's getting a move on.
He is. I wonder if he's gone for it. He's not getting away enough. MKL's got a DRS here, but
entering the final lap here. This is MKL's now to hold on to. He's burned a lot of battery to get back ahead though.
He's only got to get through this lap. We are now on the final lap. This 33 lap Portimao Grand Prix, or Portuguese Grand Prix, whatever you want to call it.
The Portimao.
The Portimao Grand Prix, as the DRC community has decided to call it.
It's been anything but. It's been a really entertaining race. These drivers have absolutely thrown everything at it.
Def's missing out. Not being here.
Absolutely.
He's missed the wrong race.
Edging a bit wide here. We'll see what he throws down to MKL now. Don't think we'll see any moves, but I wonder how close he'll try and get to the final corner and then maybe go for something there to the line.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going into the final sector now. MKL has driven an absolutely amazing race so far. He's had not the greatest season. He finished 9th in the first race. He finished 2nd last weekend. But is this now his chance to convert what has been not his greatest start to a season into a win. He's going to come around the final corner now. Edgin is still behind him. He's about half a second behind. 7/10 behind. MKL's gone for it through the final corner. He's over a second now. And MKL crosses the line and wins the Portuguese Grand Prix here at DRC. And Edgin will follow him into second.
No, he threw everything at it into the final corner. Edgin maybe accepting it second regardless, just letting him get away with it. But Edgin still drove amazingly. He fought back through the cars. MKL had a little bit of luck with the pit stop gap. And there's still places, I think, being fought for. Is there here? Yeah, Raid holds on to 8th. Scrub does try and get back. Scrub gets 9th on penalties. Lacton, of course, had that time penalty. And that's your top 10.
It is your top 10. That's going to be MKL, Edgin, Sam, Kausus, Mizzy, Matthijs, Raid, RD Gamer, Scrub, Lacton. Your top 10 scoring points for themselves and their respective teams. And then AIM and Fudrick Muffin have both finished 11th and 12th respectively. And next across the line will be Pavlison. A very mixed race for Pavlison, finishing 13th in the end. Igor now also crossing the line. That's going to be 14th. Not what I expect from Igor.
No, it's a frustrating weekend for him, I feel. So he might just be one where forgets about it, moves on.
Yeah, absolutely. Leaving his car all over the track. In fact, finishes 15th because he DNF'd the car before it crossed the line.
Understandable, but Edgin driver of the day, yeah, completely understandable. But MKL for me, just dominant completely all round to the weekend.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good day for MKL. Of course, he finished second last weekend, but only like 9th in his first race. So he's going to want to have got those points back. I believe that does actually put him in the lead of the championship, though.
I think so. Yeah, he's on 20 at the moment. Jagu obviously wasn't racing today. Matthijs does get fastest lap. I think he was in 7th. I'll have to check the standings in a moment. But hang on, it's 25 for a win and 18 for second, yeah?
I believe so. I wasn't aware there were any changes.
So MKL goes definitely above Edgin, definitely above Matthijs, I think. He might be in the lead.
I've just pinged our podium sitters, but that is your podium there. MKL wins the race, followed by Edgin in second and Sam picking up a kind of a race of his own, if I'm being honest, especially at the end there. But picking up that 3rd place. But yeah, that was a pretty good race, I must say, Wilton. And we'll see if we can get anyone in for an interview now. So we switch to that screen. I quit the game because it is eating all my PC's resources. Looks like no one's joined the cooldown room just yet. I think I pinged them.
So we've got Edgin at the moment in there.
We'll see if we could get Sam in here. I'm not sure we'll want to, but we'll see momentarily. We'll give him a couple of minutes. But Wilton, let's just reflect a little bit on that race.
My God, that first stint though.
Oh my God, those first 6-7 laps, my voice was dying throughout it. It was just constant action, and that's exactly what we want to see, really.
No, every single driver just giving everything there. Even the midfields we were mentioning, Pavelson. Some interesting moments. I don't think he's best friends right now with a few drivers on the grid, but every single driver, if they had their right to fight for that place, they certainly did. They didn't make it easy for anyone.
And I'm just receiving news now. In the real F1, Carlos Sainz will not be starting the race.
Oh, sorry. What?
Carlos Sainz will not take the start of the Qatar GP due to a fuel system issue.
I think I'd just say Ferrari and move on. Just honestly, I don't
we will not
Ferrari
be getting
anymore.
Sam in for an interview, and as Edgin was your 2nd place finisher, we will get him in here for an interview. Edgin, that penalty felt a bit like it screwed you over at the end there, but how was that race from your perspective?
I mean, it was a nice race for me. I didn't have much practice, and I liked it either way. I liked just being able to drive. It was literally just a free drive, I think. A lot of nice overtakes, and it was nice. I liked it. Had fun.
Yeah, that's fair enough. So your strategy in the end, I believe, was the medium to the hard to medium. Or was
Soft to
sorry,
medium.
the soft to medium. You're on for 3 drives. You did that one. Do you think that was definitely the correct strategy? If you did a different one, could you have maybe actually taken the lead there from MKL?
No, I think it was the penalties basically got me, and in the end, I was kind of trying to build up a DRS train with him in order to defend against P3 because I had already the 3 seconds, and then I had like 2 more warnings, so I was at a risk of getting 6. And because of that, I just wanted to build a gap as much as I could from me to the next spot.
Where
So
did
it's
your
basically
penalty come? It was hard to keep track of everything. There was a lot of penalties
uh
happening.
the penalty that did come to me, I think, was when I was trying to overtake Pavelson on the outside of the final turn, and I kind of got pushed off the track a little
In your
bit.
second stint, was that? Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
but yeah.
that timing of MKL and yourself boxing, did you have an idea you were coming out into that much traffic? Because whether luck or not, MKL made short work of the 2 cars in front, and you seemed to like struggle to get past them.
I mean, I got past them half a lap later, but it was I didn't know what I was coming into, and I just basically tucked in behind MKO and waited because I knew that he would like whenever he'd pit, I'd pit as well and just match. And that was it.
Yeah, you did have a lot of pace, so you can understand that.
No, I was just trying to match.
No,
So,
second place.
So you're saying that potentially you could have taken the win, but you just didn't?
No, I'm saying that. Well, the pace was lacking either way, so I wasn't really able to. I mean, we were both on pace, like equal pace, I'd say.
Okay.
And yeah, it's just a practice difference, and maybe I mean, hell, he could have not practiced at all either because it's a track that he probably likes. So yeah.
Yeah, as I say, MKL definitely had a lot of pace, but we're going to a very different type of track. We're going to Bahrain next weekend. How do you feel about Bahrain? Do you
That's one of my favorite tracks.
favorite tracks? Do you reckon we'll see another edge and dominant win?
Can hope.
We can
Can
hope.
hope.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a fair enough answer. Well, congratulations on your second place podium. I believe that goes with your win from last weekend. So you've got to be doing pretty well in the championship. I've got to imagine. Maybe behind MKL because you didn't score in the first race. I'm not entirely
I
sure.
think so. Yeah.
But thank you for joining us in the comms box. And we'll hope to see you on the podium next weekend.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
You
Thank
too.
you.
And we will bring in now MKL, who is your race winner for the first time this season. MKL, that win has got to feel absolutely amazing.
Yeah, great.
Great.
You don't sound
Yeah.
it. You're not like that win. Was it not a good win? What?
I mean, no, I'm just I don't know. I'm tired, sweating. So yeah.
It was hard fought. Edgin gave you a run the complete way around.
uh, oh man. I mean, I don't know. We were fighting like for I don't know for the entire race actually. So yeah, it was tough, obviously. But yeah, firstly, I didn't expect to be on pole. I mean, that lap was just I don't know out of nowhere. That's really helped.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, starting on pole, especially around a track like this, is vital because even though you can overtake it, a lot of it is determined by position and when you can get DRS. So yeah, were you more confident once you saw that Edgin had the 3-second penalty behind you?
I mean, yeah, of course, that gave me some confidence, but we were actually playing some ERS DRS games all the time throughout the second stint. We were just passing one another, and I was just in case he overtook me, I needed to stay in 1 second in 1 second behind him. That was the crucial thing, and yeah, and I just managed to do that, and yeah, that just won me the race, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
You're oh, go on, Mackie.
no, you carry on.
I was gonna say MKL. Were you always thinking about starting on the soft? So was that sort of based around you getting pole? Were you always going to start on the softs?
I mean, yeah, I was thinking about either like softs or mediums, because hards were shit sorry, on this track. So yeah, I was actually a bit confused that me and Edgin, the top 10, started on softs. So yeah, that confused me a bit, but yeah, it looks like a better strategy at the.
And next weekend we go to Bahrain. Are you confident you can get another podium, or is it going to be a much harder fight than it was today?
I mean, I always have a tough race in Bahrain. I don't know why. I don't feel that much fast either. So I don't know. We will see, I guess, because yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know
okay.
really.
Well, thank you for joining us, MKL. Congratulations on your win and your 25 points. And yeah, we'll hope to see you up here again next week, even if maybe it's for like third position, if it's going to be a little bit of a struggle. But we hope to see you on the top step. I mean, Edgin's already said he's going for it, so we'll see if we get another MKL Edgin fight. That would be fun to watch.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah.
You too.
Thank you.
And Wilton, what a race that was. I should probably end this quickly because the actual race starts in 9 minutes. So
Yeah, we got to get a move on.
we'll end this quickly. That was a brilliant race. Thank you, Wilton, for joining me. I'll just quickly plug some things. You can join the conversation on discord.gg/digital racing. Everything, all the information you need is there. We have a website linked below, and on Instagram it's at Digital Racing Championship if you're interested in that as well. And of course, this was DRC powered by Milestone. This was season 8, round 3 at Portimao. Thank you, Wilton, for joining me. And I think we're going to end it there.
No, it's been fantastic. What a race. Wow.